Hey guys, I hope you're doing great today. So let's get into the first week of July. This is going to be primarily for the first week of July, though what I'm going to be talking about is going to be rolling out for the next 3 to 6 months. You know how these things go. So the way I'm going to do this lead in, and then I'm going to pull cards for each sign separately, and I'm going to have time stamps. So I'm going to have the beginning of the tarot time stamped, okay? And I'm going to be talking specifically with each sign when I start pulling cards with the houses that these transits are going to most be affecting you in. But quite honestly, guys, we have everything in us. We do. So those of you who know your chart know that, just to one degree or another. So I want to speak in general about what we're all going to be feeling, and you're going to know what area of your life it's resonating the greatest with, and then in conjunction with things to look out for your own particular placements. So of course this is going to be for Sun, Rising, Moon, Venus, and then even particular house placements. So I don't want to confuse you guys, so let's just get right into this. So we have the full moon on the 5th. Which is going to be occurring when the Sun in Cancer is going to be opposing the Moon in Capricorn. This is going to be this last set of eclipses occurring on this Cancer-Capricorn sign axis that began back in July of 2018 that we've all been talking about. So just think about what this means for a minute, right? Because the Sun warms our planet, and the Moon it creates the tides. So there's a lot of emotion here, right? The Moon is all about us looking deep inside, feeling what's inside deep. And Capricorn's like, what are you going to do about it? We need to work on this. And that's what happens here. So this can really be, that dynamic can be happening in any area of your life. But we want to understand that we're going to feel very pushed to revisit, to resolve, to, guys, sometimes, just find a solution. And a lot of times to actually get rid of things that aren't serving us anymore. Because it's an emotional time, right? And, when we're dealing with emotions, guys, what are we dealing with a lot of times? A lot of times it's romance. A lot of times it's fertilization of ideas, right? Having to do with something to do with career. It has to do with any kind of relationship, right? So really understand that anything that you feel very passionate about, any sense of deep emotion, this is really going to be moving you, especially wherever Cancer is in the chart, only because Cancer is the North Node and all in this particular dynamic, but Cancer rules the Moon. So, whatever. That's people, you're going to be feeling it in your Cancer house the most. So, again, this is the last gig in this axis set. And this is really considered a final, a major nudge towards resolving an issue that has to do particularly with your Cancer and Capricorn areas in your chart. So you want to know your chart and what that means to you. Right? So the Moon, it's like, the way I'm looking at it is, right, we have the Moon, and then we have Capricorn, which is ruled by Saturn, right? And again, the Moon is I feel, and Saturn is, that's so nice, Moon, that you feel like that. What are you going to do about it? What are you going to do? Are you going to hold on to it and work on it a little more diligently, where you give greater focus? Or has it reached its expiration date? Is it time to get rid of it? What are you going to do? And that's the thing. Saturn is so about structure and form and karma and slow and restriction, but it's all really necessary. Those of you who've been watching me know I actually really like Saturn, because I know when we get through these Saturn transits, we're all the better for it, first of all. Whatever leaves wasn't meant for us anyway, and the blessings are very, very benefic on the other side. Even though Saturn is considered a malefic by everyone in my industry, I don't know. I have a soft spot in my heart for the old guy, because I know he means well. But Cancer is really going to encourage us to value our base, our home roots. What makes us feel safe? Well, Capricorn is really pushing us to think about our sense of duty and responsibility. So this could have to do with our career. This could have to do within relationships, within family dynamics. Wherever we really need to show up, Capricorn's going to be holding that mirror up to us, really, because, you know, Cancer represents the origin of something, right? And then Capricorn represents the resolution of it. Like, you know, how is it supposed to actually really play out in the 3D? And the thing is, you don't want to neglect any of these things. Like, even if it's uncomfortable, any of these lessons are uncomfortable, you feel like, because you feel the change and you just don't want to do it, or you don't know how to do it, you're convincing yourself that you don't know how to do it, or you don't even know how to get the ball rolling. You know, because it's one thing to say, all right, you know what, like, for example, you know I need to make a change in this relationship, this marriage, this job, whatever, but guess what? I don't have another job right now. Or guess what? I don't have the money to leave right now. But there's nothing preventing you from getting the ball rolling. It's just a matter of realizing that it may not actually go the way that you exactly want it, but it's going to go exactly the way that it needs to go. And I know sometimes that's tough to hear, but that's what this energy is going to be bringing the beginning of July. I mean, guys, it's all about balancing out these two energies, right? So I'll give you an example, right? So let's talk about Cancer and Capricorn, right? I mean, you know, like if we have this first house, seventh house dynamic between Cancer and Capricorn, you know, Capricorn being in the first, it would be like you have to get rid of something that is not serving you as far as your belief system goes about how you work your life, how you are, right? Because the first house has to do with our personality and how we engage with the world and how the world understands us. I mean, it's big, right? But then the seventh house has to do with partnerships. So maybe you need to sacrifice something in yourself for the relationship in order to bring that dynamic to where it needs to go. You know, and a lot of times it's not you actually sacrificing, it's you sacrificing actually like negative concepts that you've had about yourself, realizing that this relationship is not worthy of you. So it could really, it can work in a number of ways, and the houses work with each other. So we're going to talk about that more when we get to the cards. But something's been building inside of each of us, and now is the time when the energy really needs to let go. You will feel that what I'm saying is not a suggestion, guys, if you're resonating. And you may not even be feeling it just yet. It's really not a suggestion. You're going to be feeling it. You're going to be pushed. And if you resist it, it's not going to work well for you. If you go with it, it's going to be beautiful. By the way, this is not doomy or gloomy. There's a lot of things you're going to feel very motivated, especially with Mars's help in there. You know, that's kicking up this month. Very motivated and very focused on doing the right thing for yourself and moving your life forward. So I really think this is a good time for this to be happening. But over the coming weeks, and by the way, I just feel like this is the necessary last push over the fence into what's supposed to be this next path in your life, where you're supposed to be going next. You know, we can't sit on our feelings right now. We really need to express them. Now, for some of us, it's going to feel like a little bit of a crisis. It can be just a crisis of consciousness or sudden awareness of lack. And when I say lack, right, of course, it could be money, right? Lack could be emotional support. It could be love. It could be connection with your friends, connection with your kids, where you all of a sudden it's becoming front and center to you that you have this sense of lack. And that Cancer energy does not like that, right? Because it's all about home. So we really need to understand the polarity of the houses, that this is hitting the greatest. But guys, I do want you to apply this to whatever area you're intuitively feeling it. Because when I give the polarities, when we pull the cards, that's always based on your rising sign. And that's how it is for anybody that you listen to on YouTube. It always goes according to your rising sign, because that drives the placement of the houses, right? So understand that. Because then you also have your sun placement. You also have your Venus and your moon. So it's really, that's why I'm careful to not harp on those house placements too much. You want to understand, trust in yourself. You know where the change is happening. You know, and some of you feel it in your relationship, in your job. I mean, I know. A lot of times these dynamics are very just so closely connected to a number of intimate areas. We're going to talk about that. Now, for many, relationships might be challenged, broken, or strengthened during this energy, which is really good. Very dramatically at this time. Like, guys, if you're in a relationship and you guys make it through this time, you guys are good. You guys are good. You guys are solid. You guys are solid. And a lot of you are going to be doing this reconnecting as this kickoff of the retrograde season starts to wind down, right? That the ending of it all is starting to kick off, right? And so there's this winding down, there's this revisiting. A lot of you guys are going to be doing revisiting to something from the past, somebody from the past, particularly, I know Virgo, especially risings, are going to be, if you haven't already been dealing with a returned energy, you are going to be dealing with the returned energy. Other signs will be too, but I'm thinking right here of Virgo, straight out of the gate. But your discoveries, whatever it is going to be very emotionally charged, very dramatic. Lots of epiphanies are going to be hitting you. You're going to be acutely aware of what's working and not working in your life. You really are. It's just going to be very front and center. And this is a very motivating time for you to incite change and for you to get rid of, seriously, like what is not working for you. Because full moons are always really good at magnifying something that's not working, right? Some sort of pre-existing issue that we're dealing with in our life, just so that we could bring it back into balance or bring ourselves back into balance. Our larger work should be reaching a good balance between focus on personal and private lives, and or like professional and public duty and responsibility and goals. You know, like there's got to be this balancing out. We're all going to be feeling this need to balance out particular areas of our life. And this is all happening very close to the Jupiter and Pluto retrograde conjunction that I talked about last time. And this is making revelations pretty dramatic for a lot of us right now. So it's in harmony with Uranus, which is going to just help us to let go and release, right? Because Uranus is all about the future. Uranus is the future. So this is really good. And remember, this is going to take anywhere from 3 to 6 months to roll out. It's going to be a little different energetically for everybody. But just know that this is for a long while, guys. We're not going to be dealing with this version of this energy for at least another 18 years. So don't worry about it. So it's going to be kind of like a clean slate moving forward. Are there going to be other energies that come up? Of course. This is life, right? But not this way. This has been a tough transit for many of us. Even those with like weaker Cancer Capricorn energies in our charts. It's been pretty profound couple of years for all of us. I think we could all agree. So I'm going to turn my chair around. My cards are back there, and I'll see you guys on the other side. Bye-bye. Hi Aquarius, I hope you guys are doing great today. First of all, I hope you guys went for your stimulus money in that stimulus video I did. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I linked it below. Those of you who have any sort of side hustle, are a sole proprietor, independent contractor, anything in the service industry, there is $1,000 that a lot of people don't know that they can get. So I walk you through a video. I know it has nothing to do with what we're talking about here, but a nice follow-up on that deep career read, huh? Why not? All right, Aquarius. So this eclipse is going to be hitting you guys. The moon is going to be in your 12th, sun in your 6th. So this is that 12th house, house of self-undoing, fantasy, dream, what it is that you really want for yourself. Spirituality is going to be working in tandem with that 6th house energy. The 6th house is Virgo. It's your health. It's your day-to-day activity at your work environment. So Aquarius, some of you may be giving up something that you do as far as any sort of addictions, anything that you're too obsessive about, anything like that that's impacting your day-to-day activity. You're going to be really supported in this energy to make some changes there. Others of you are going to be realizing that maybe what it is that you dream about doing for a living is going to be a little different, right? Because we have that 12th house, 6th house as your day-to-day work environment. What you see yourself doing day-to-day may be different than what you have been believing up to this point, right? So it's this idea of going in and releasing something in one area for the sake of the other area. So we'll see. Now that's going to be a primary focus for particularly Aquarius risings. But those of you who listen to the beginning portion understand that those energies can be happening really pretty much anywhere in our chart. But let's see what comes up. We're going to start with the Lenormand, guys, all right, for direction. So we have lilies, clouds, and dog. Nice. Okay. Very nice. So guys, lilies is all about serenity. Now remember, this is a Lenormand. These aren't regular tarot. So we talk about them in isolation and then in relation to each other, because they do talk to each other. So, and we have to look at the direction of things in the cards as well. So what this indicates to me is there's been a block to peace in your heart, having to do with something in your life, Aquarius, whether it's, but something profound. I'm not talking about like shoes you can't find anymore. I'm talking about either your career, what it is that you see yourself doing, that relationship. There could be, you know, a sense of plaguing you, having to do with some sort of addiction, some sort of family connection, or a friendship that's just been plaguing you. It's like the echoing of something's been plaguing you, because while the lilies are beautiful, it's calm, it's peace, it's our ancestors, right? In this energy, in the energy of the lilies, our ancestors are trying very hard to communicate with us. Then we have the cloud card, and because it's closest to the lilies, the clouds are closest to the lilies, this indicates that there was some sort of obstruction having to do with you being able to feel totally at one and peaceful with a decision in your life, having to do with a relationship, a job, a family connection, something of the sort. But to have the sun and the birds illuminating, this indicates that there's going to be some sort of epiphany. Something's going to be coming to light, which is what's going to be happening with the eclipse. And then we have going into the dog, the best friend, or unconditional love. This is unconditional love. Now, for some of you, this could be there was some sort of obstruction in a relationship, that something becomes illuminated and there is this beautiful connection, reconnection with somebody. Or this could be meeting the one, right, within this energy. Because the dog energy is unconditional, it's non-judgmental, it loves us the way we are. So it could be that unconditional loving friend, family member, an unconditional partner, just any sense of unconditional love, you know, and just this unconditional peace that we feel, and that's going to allow us to feel less restricted in this area where we're not feeling very peaceful right now. So again, this could, if it has to do with career, right, something is being obstructed from you, from your career, but that some sort of idea comes in, this illumination. So a friend gives you an idea, somebody reaches out to you, anything like that. But it ends up being something that is a really beautiful foundation, because the dog energy is that. It's that unconditional love that creates this beautiful and firm foundation inside of us that we don't really feel like we need to second guess or question, you know. So I do like that. So for those of you who are feeling a little lost as far as what to do, I do feel like either it's going to come to you through your intuition, through loved ones who have passed over, or from a very close connection of yours, somebody who you trust absolutely implicitly, who loves you no matter what. Okay. Okay. Pulling a Celtic cross spread. Okay, I like the outcome card. All right, so first let's talk about the past. The recent past is the world energy. So the world energy is Saturn. So this tells me that whatever it was that you're involved in, whatever it was that's on your heart right now, this is a general message, guys, so it's going to be different for each of you. You put a lot of work into it. You put a lot of work into that relationship, into that job, into that family connection, into that friendship, whatever it is. And, you know, but you were in this space of fulfillment, right? Because the world energy is that gift on the other side. So this is telling me that you were there, right? And then we have the Seven of Swords. In the current situation, we have the Seven of Swords reverse and the Three of Cups reverse. So Seven of Swords reverse is about you defending yourself and being really tired of it. You don't want to defend yourself anymore. You're totally done with it. Totally done. Mars and Leo. You know, there's ego involved here, not necessarily in an unhealthy way on your part, but it's where in the upright you draw a line in the sand and you express your wants, needs, and desires regarding a situation. You really try identifying what it is that you want, need, and desire in that job, in that relationship. You know, what you see for yourself, really what you see for yourself. And then we have the Three of Cups energy. And the Three of Cups energy, Mercury in Cancer, when we have this reverse, this can indicate some sort of communication that you've been waiting to come in that's going to help you feel more secure about a situation is not coming in. All right, because whenever we have Mercury is all about communication, and in reverse, you know, what is communication in reverse? It's either not coming in, or it could be manipulative, or not the truth that you want to hear about a situation. Now, understand that when we have this, where you're defending yourself, you don't want to feel like you're defending yourself anymore. You're not dealing with healthy communication having to do with this. Guys, this could even be inside of yourself. I do want to just say that, particularly like if you're struggling with yourself, like, what do I want to do with my life? What do I want to do? Because you may be in this situation where you're feeling this need to sacrifice what it is that you've really been dreaming about, which you're going to be doing right in that 12th house energy. It's really needing to revisit your dreams, needing to revisit, but not in a bad way. It's like, because perhaps chances are, I would say energetically, absolutely, whatever it was that you had in your head, in your mind up to this point, was really not ultimately meant for you. So it's almost like these roadblocks coming up, even though you're working so hard. So some of you may be in school working really, really hard up to this point. Now you're in this position like, I don't even know. What do I want to do? Am I going to even be able to do anything with that degree? Those of you who've been in a job for a long time, and now with the COVID situation, everything is different, and you're like, things are great before, but now what do I want to do? And you trying to reason it out in your mind. You know, where you're in this space where you almost feel in your own mind you have to defend yourself to yourself. Does that make sense? And okay, so that would have to do with a career where the answer is just not coming to you right now. That's going to resonate with some of you. Others of you, if this has to do with a relationship, you putting a lot of work into that relationship, but now currently you're in this space where you feel like all you're doing is defending yourself. So you feel like all you're doing, and you're not feeling very safe in this connection. Again, because Mercury in Cancer, in the reverse, yes, this can indicate somebody doing some irresponsible flirting. This can indicate somebody cheating, but it doesn't have to be, guys. So I don't want your head to automatically go there, but that could certainly be what it is. But regardless, it's you not feeling firmly footed right now in the situation. Something is not feeling right to you, which we are getting in the Lenormand, right? Something is obstructing your sense of serenity right now, having to do with this. Yeah, Three of Wands in reverse. This is about you not moving forward on a path in that job, in that relationship. You know, it's exactly what this is. Sun in Aries. I mean, Sun in Aries is about you feeling pulled forth on this next path, this next phase. But you're not moving toward that. But look at this, beautiful. As the foundation, we have the Chariot. This is great. Chariot is the Cancer energy, and Cancer is the 4th house of home. This is rooted. This is Luna. This is mother. This is safety, security, feeling loved, feeling desired, feeling at peace and at home. It's that metaphorical sweet spot where you're in that job. You end up in that job that you really ultimately are supposed to be in. You're in that relationship and in the way that you're ultimately supposed to be. And I really like this because this indicates that you're on the right path. So even though something might seem uncomfortable right now while you're watching this, to me, it looks like as the energies roll out, something's going to become illuminated, and you're going to realize that that path was actually not for you, even though you thought it was. It's not. It's not. But there's this other path that shows up. That's why it's so great. Excuse me, we get the Chariot in there. I really like that. Now, right now, okay. All right, Aquarius, listen. You're the 8 of Swords reverse. That's okay. It's okay. So I kind of like this better in the reverse. I really do. 8 of Swords, Jupiter and Gemini in the reverse, Swords of Truth, communication. You're communicating with yourself, and you're having this little tug of war. How can I bring myself success, the success that I want in my life? What am I dreaming? You know, because Jupiter's all about that luck and expansion, right? But you're having a really hard time with it because remember, Jupiter expands whatever it's with. Gemini is all about communication, but it's in the reverse. So you feel like you have a little bit of analysis paralysis going on here, but you are going to be seeing your way through it. And this is a very internal energy. It really is. More than it happening external, this is happening very internal. So some of you are going to be in this space of really trying to reason out and hash out in your own mind in that 12th house energy. 12th house is a very mental energy. It's Pisces, it's Neptune. Neptune is the ruler. Pisces is the landlord. Neptune is the ruler. And wherever there's Neptune, man, it's like trying to look at life through a dirty window, as I always say. It really is. Things are just not clear. And that's okay. It's simply the energy. Let it go. Give it over. Don't try to figure it all out yesterday or even today. Like, just know that it's enough to give thought to different approaches, different jobs, if that's resonating with you. Giving yourself a little time to gather in your mind, how are you going to approach that relationship? How are you going to handle what you've just found out? You know, what is the best way forward? And you not being flippant about anything, but you certainly not being very relaxed in the meantime, right? Now, the energy external to you, now this is not you, this is external. We have the Nine of Swords. Well, whatever you're feeling, this energy external to you is feeling it even greater. Even greater. We have the Nine of Swords here. This is Mars and Gemini. This is the 3 a.m. anxiety card. This is depression. So if a relationship, if you're having this realization in a relationship that it's not working out, don't think for a second that your partner is like tootling along, having a good time with this realization, because they're not, is what the cards are saying. Okay? They're feeling a lot of anxiety. They're feeling depression regarding this. You know, this really is the need to really figure something out. And Mars, it's Mars energy, right? Mars is that shaker energy. Mars rules Aries. It's a fire energy, and it's about trying to come up with a fresh perspective on how you're going to move forward. How am I going to talk to that person? What's going to happen? So whoever you're dealing with, that's the relationship, they're struggling with how to talk to you, Aquarius. They're struggling with the right words to say. Absolutely. If this is a boss, they're struggling with how to be honest with you about the state of affairs within your career, within your job. This is not somebody who is out to get you. That is what I'm telling you right now. If this is that family connection, if it's a friend, they're struggling too. They're not, this is not like somebody, you know, tootling along, you know, in the sun, and, you know, there's no sun energy going on here. It's like you're both struggling right now. You both have the sword energy, and you're both inside yourselves, which is very interesting. So it's you and whatever other energy you're dealing with, that intimate partner, that friendship, family connection, boss, employees, whatever it is. Your fear is the Ten of Swords. Ten of Swords indicates the absolute end of a cycle, that it's totally over, that it's done. So it's the Mercury and Virgo energy, one sword at a time over time. In the reverse, it just means an increase in these feelings, and it already ending. Like something had to end here, you know? It really did. Very pragmatic kind of turn of events here, though. It's like communication came in a very pragmatic Virgo kind of way, very earthy kind of way, was like, oh, okay, so that can't happen anymore. We need to take that off the table as consideration, kind of thing. And this is part of your fear. So your fear is letting go of that dream of that relationship, letting go of the dream of that job, of that particular career that major can bring you. You know, you guys are all different ages and different stations of your life, so I want to give different understandings, but you're afraid of that cycle ending. You're just afraid of it ending, okay? That's fear. It's not real. It's fear. But then I love we get the Six of Wands. This is a great energy, guys. This is Jupiter and Leo. This is about success and respect. It's respect. It's about going through it. You did go through it. I mean, look at it. He just came back from the battle, and everybody's like, you know, go you up on that horse. You know, you fought for us. You worked out. You battled a hard battle, and you made it back. And there's so much promise and so much respect and so much success that this card incites. And what I really love is the near future. We have the Three of Pentacles, which is a Mars and Capricorn energy. I call this the architect card, right? Because what is the architect card, right? What do architects do? They draw the blueprints, they give it to the contractor to build the building, to build the structure, to build whatever it is. So it's this beginning stages. So it's building or rebuilding that relationship. It's starting that job in a really This is like a new, I do get like a new vibe here though. This could be a new path, a new career altogether. But with the Mars and Capricorn's ruled by Saturn, man, this is good. Mars as the ruler of Aries is all about a fresh path and a fresh perspective. And Capricorn is the worker energy. So there's work that's going to be done on a new path in a beautiful way that's going to bring you to where you want to go. And there's a lot of communication here and a lot of connection in the interim. Remember, pentacles are emotional, mental, and physical connection. It's not only money. So I really like that for you guys. I think it's very, it's just like a really healthy reading for me. I'm getting 10th house, Uranus, Gemini. All right. So let's talk about Gemini first, I guess, right? I mean, Gemini is all about communication, right? Time to put your thinking cap on. What do you want to learn? Because you got to learn something new, Aquarius. It's time to take a certification, a workshop, something that's going to bring you in a different direction if you're here with career on your heart. If you're here with a relationship on your heart, it's time to open up your mind and handle things differently within that relationship. Are you not communicating in a way that resonates with your partner? You need to learn their language if you're going to be in a relationship with them. You know? It's learning something new. It's learning something new about each other, about yourself. Gemini is all about learning, okay? And then we have Uranus, and this energy supports you breaking through the boundaries of self-imposed limitations and building something like brand new from the ground up. That's really gonna be so benefic for your life. So this can obviously have to do with career. This could have to do approaching relationship from just a very different perspective, fresh mindset, fresh set of eyes, really solid communication. So I really like that. And here, 10th house, right? You're being asked to really trust in your own self-sufficiency, right? And what you bring to the table. Having a lot of faith in the fact that you're amazing. And I'm not saying this because I'm speaking to you. That is what it means when we get the 10th house here. Because the 10th house has to do with career. It has to do with our reputation, how people see us, how we see, you know, in a different way other than the first house. But it is this idea of the work that we do, right? And how it's received and how it's recognized. So this is you recognizing your own talents, gifts, and abilities, and how self-sufficient you are in many areas and allowing those areas to shine. But at the same time, going back to the Gemini die, you want to recognize what you don't know and don't be too proud to admit what you don't know, right? Because it's in this dynamic of these two, which I mean, I love this for you, because there's this releasing of this once upon a time fairyland idea that you had for your life, and in a very pragmatic way, right? And that is very much the 12th house, 6th house energy that we're talking about, really focusing on your future. Focusing on what do you want to be doing in your career day to day? What do you want your day to day to look like? When you wake up and you're in a relationship with somebody, what do you want that life to look like? You know, after you drink your coffee, is there someone across the table from you that you have, you know, that you can share the morning with? It's really looking at that very hard and fast, very much aligns with what's going on here, my friends. Absolutely. Yes. So let's pull an Astro card to wrap this up. Let's see what we get. Our Aquarius friends. Pisces. Yes. Guys, this is the 12th house. This is the 12th house that we're talking about with the eclipse. Yes, it's all about restructuring your dreams right now. That's it. Getting in touch with your spirituality, getting in touch with what really moves you, getting in touch with what you really want. Sit down and really think about, what do you want your day-to-day to look like? And how can you get there? And that's going to be your new dream. Be very realistic with it. Because you know what I mean by that. Be realistic with it. I mean, don't have yourself as a, you know, as a singer if you can't hold a note. Do you know what I mean? Know yourself. Know your talents, gifts, and abilities, because we all have them, right? Absolutely beautiful. I really like it for you, Aquarius. This is great. Guys, thanks so much for joining me. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.